Hey guys, it's Winter here from Hanson Audio, and this is just a quick tutorial for Cubase users how to use and root out Hanson Audio's the Molten kit from Kontakt in Cubase. So the first thing we are going to do obviously is load Kontakt with the Molten kit, and we're going to come up here to outputs, and we are going to create 12 stereo outputs. Here I'm creating 11, I add another one in a second. And we're just going to name them kick, snare, Tom 1, Tom 2, Tom 3, Tom 4, Tom 5 for the different kit pieces, overheads, room close, room medium, and far room. We're also then going to have a one shot for the kick and a one shot for the snare. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save the current output selection for all and restart Kontakt. Then I'm going to reload the Molten kit, and I'm going to come down here to the output section and start clicking through. You want to find the correlating one. So for this, I want Tom 1. And we want to make sure that each stereo output has its own channels. 9 and 10 for this one. And we're just lining them up. 4, so which is 11 and 12. Tom 5, which is 13 and 14. And you're just going to go through and do this. It's quite tedious, but once you do it once, you don't have to do it again. (15 and 16 for the overheads. 17 and 18 for the close room, 19 and 20 for the medium room, 21 and 22 for the far room, 23 and 24 for the one shot kick, 25 and 26 for the one shot snare. Now, this is where we're going to assign our different kit pieces to the different outputs we've just created and routed out of Kontakt. So I'm going to put the kick and the sub into the kick output, the overhead to the overhead output, the close room to the close room output, the medium room to the medium room output, and the far room to the far room output, the trigger to the kick, and the one-shot kick to OS kick. This is just a simple way to root out, and all we're doing is just lining up the different outputs. Again, far room to far room, sustain to the snare, attack to the snare. So I'm kind of just grouping them together as would make sense. Tom 1 to Tom 1, bottom to Tom 1 2, overheads to the overheads, close room to the close room. This is going to allow us to treat the overheads as a real drum kit with all of the shells in the overhead output. So you can follow this, or you can create your own one depending on how you like to mix drums, but this is just something that I like to do. I feel like it's a good all-round solution. So again, medium room to medium room, far room to far room. We're just going through, and once this is done, we don't have to do it again. We can save this as the default state. And then we're going to finally add our one-shot snare right at the bottom. Now, when we head back to the kick, we can see that our kick is playing out of the different channels in Kontakt. However, there is no sound for the kit pieces in our DAW. To fix this, we go to VST Instruments, we scroll down to Kontakt, activate outputs, and then we activate all of the ones that we've created minus the auxiliary channels. Close this. We open the mixer window, and now you'll be able to see that we have the channels in our Cubase mixer window of all of the different routing outside of Kontakt. So we'll rename Kontakt to Kick to make more sense. And we've got all of our channels from Kontakt. So now when I click on the different kit pieces, you can see that the faders work in relation to the faders in Kontakt. And now if I want to add an EQ to a channel, you can see that when I add an EQ to this kick drum, I can insert it on the channel. By clicking the spectrum button, you can see that the frequencies are coming through and everything is working as it should. So that is how to output audio from Kontakt into Cubase using Hanson's Audio, the Molten kit. If you guys have any queries or questions regarding the product, shop@hansonaudio.com.